"Well then, if it's not any of that stuff," said the field hand, "then I reckon it's that there massive whale walking up the road what's causing all the fuss." The farmer was about to yell at his field hand for such a ridiculous suggestion when he, too, saw the whale. It was a monster of a creature, so big the farmer would have had a difficult time fitting it into his largest barn. And as sure as snapperjack corn, the creature was walking up the road, its massive footsteps shaking the ground beneath their feet and flinging everyone not tied down, that is, high into the air with each heavy footstep. Most people would tell you whales can't walk, and they'd be right. They can't. But there was at least one whale in the land who was smart enough to have invented and built a heavy, massive walking apparatus. The device looked like a spider's legs crossed with a heavy wagon, but much, much bigger, and the whale rode atop it as comfortably as the farmer rode his wagon into town every higgledy-piggledy eve. The combined weight of the huge contraption and the whale's enormous body caused each and every footstep to shake the ground hard enough to bounce every nearby thing high into the air. At this rate, it was really going to be difficult for the farmer to get the day's chores finished. "Pardon me," said the whale, stopping to a halt alongside the farmer and his worker. The creature's voice was deep, deeper than the biggest bell in the palace tower. The heavy vibrations from it caused one of the farmer's teeth, the one way in the back he could never brush very well, to ache. "Would you be so kind as to point me in the direction of the royal palace?" The farmer simply pointed down the road in the direction the whale was headed. He was too thankful the heavy bouncing had come to a stop to even think about how absurd it was that a talking whale was walking past his fields. "Thank you very much," said the whale, a relieved look crossing his enormous face. "I've been wandering for hours and was starting to think I had gone and gotten really lost. Already wasted half the day and I've got so much to do, what with taking over the entire world and everything. You just wouldn't believe how much work it is, being an evil villain and all." The farmer and the field hand just stared at the whale, blank looks on their faces. Their minds were used to simple things, like how often to water the wobblemelon patch, and knowing just how to not accidentally step in a steaming pile of licorice sheep doo-doo. The sight of the whale walking by had so clogged up their thinking that words like "taking over the entire world" and "evil villain" went by completely unnoticed. Starting to feel uncomfortable from all the stares their eyes were giving him, and all the silence their tongues were giving him, the whale cleared his throat and mumbled his goodbyes. Slowly and steadily, he marched off in the direction the farmer had pointed, and, bit by bit, the bouncing of the farmer, the field hand, and all the farm critters subsided. A long time went by with the farmer and his worker just staring at where the whale had disappeared down the dusty road. They could just barely hear the distant thump, thump, thump of his footsteps. "Say," said the farmer slowly, "did anything about that seem particularly odd to you?" "What, the fact that a whale, out of water, stomping around the land on a mechanical contraption, came by asking us for directions to the royal palace?" asked the field hand, leaning on his pitchfork and wiping his forehead with a hanky he pulled from a back pocket. "Yeah, that." The field hand thought about it for a moment. "Well, yes, now that you mention it, there was something odd." "Oh, yeah? What?" "It was that you told him to keep on going the way he was headed, when everyone knows it's faster to get to the royal palace by taking the path behind old man Hornbacher's farm."